The group of 7 wealthy democracies agreed Saturday to support a global minimum corporate tax of at least 15% to deter multinational companies from avoiding taxes by stashing profits in low-rate countries. G7 finance ministers meeting in London also endorsed proposals to make the world's biggest companies, including US-based tech giants, pay taxes in countries where they have lots of sales but no physical headquarters. British Treasury Chief Rishi Sunak, the host, said the deal would reform the global tax system to make it fit for the global digital age and crucially to make sure that it's fair, so that the right companies pay the right tax in the right places. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said the agreement provides tremendous momentum for reaching a global deal that would end the race to the bottom in corporate taxation and ensure fairness for the middle class and working people in the U.S. and around the world. Nations have been grappling for years with the question of how to deter companies from legally avoiding paying taxes by using accounting and legal schemes to assign their profits to subsidiaries in tax havens, typically small countries that entice companies with low or zero taxes, even though the firms do little actual business there. International discussions on tax issues gained momentum after U.S. President Joe Biden backed the idea of a global minimum of at least 15%, and possibly higher, on corporate profits. The meeting of finance ministers came ahead of an annual summit of G7 leaders scheduled for June 11 to 13 in Cornwall, England. The endorsement from the G7 could help build momentum for a deal in wider talks among more than 135 countries being held in Paris, as well as a group of 20 finance ministers meeting in Venice in July. Manal Corwin, a tax principal at professional services firm KPMG and a former Treasury Department official, said the meeting had clarified where important countries stood on several key issues, including the 15% minimum. Signaling that there is consensus around some of the key features of what's being discussed globally was really important, so they have the momentum to go to the next phase of this with the G20, she said. The tax proposals endorsed Saturday have 2 main parts. The first part lets countries tax a share of the profits earned by companies that have no physical presence but have substantial sales, for instance through selling digital advertising. France had launched debate over the issue by imposing its own digital services tax on revenues it deemed to have been earned in France by companies such as Google, Amazon and Facebook. Other countries have followed suit. The US considers those national taxes to be unfair trade measures that improperly single out American firms. Part of the agreement Saturday is that other countries would repeal their unilateral digital taxes in favor of a global agreement.